Ready to discover a lifestyle designed for over 50s that lets you do you? Be inspired in your new home with high-quality finishes and relax in a resort-style community. With no stamp duty or exit fees, there's more time for you to do you.
Can I have another lager, please?
Same for me.
What do you reckon?
It's good. Another lager. No booze, no worries.
Yeah, okay, do your intros.
Good afternoon and welcome back to PPL Brisbane. This is Dylan Kimlin live. Sitting next to me is Ben Abbott. We're about to get underway with the mixed gold medal, and it's going to be an exciting one. We have the duo of Amakawa and Pollard. They're currently closest to your camera, and they are currently discussing with Jen Ramamurphy, who's going to be our official for this game. They will be going up against the duo of Hargreaves and Nipperess. Katy Hargreaves, we just saw her son, Mitchell Hargreaves, duke it out in the open doubles event, taking the silver. This should be a fun game ahead. This will be 3 games to 11, win by 2. Shall we make it through to a third game? The players will swap at 6, using Franklin X40s for this game. Thank you once again to Franklin for providing the balls for this event. It's been a great tournament thus far. I know everyone's had a great time. Looks like our players are just doing the toin toss, deciding who's serving where and all that jazz.
Is that toin toss, Dylan?
The toin toss.
Toin toss. Coin toss. Delirium setting in here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us around the Pickleverse. Into it now.
Our referee Ramamurphy has given the hands up. We can get started. You can just see Hargreaves and Nipperess closest to camera right now, having a good old yarn, getting their strategies in place.
Yeah. Ball just long there. The first rally coming to an end. 1-0-2 scoreboard. First points Hargreaves and Nipperess. Sun shines down here at the UQ St. Lucia campus. The breeze continues just to be a little bit gusty, play a little bit of havoc with the flight of the ball. Athletes will adjust as the game unfolds. One. Peppering Amakawa in her corner. Couldn't quite handle it all as it flew her way. So she retrieved that ball. Hargreaves, Nipperess. Inside out. long from Hargreaves. Just inside that sideline from Nipperess. Slowed down there from Amakawa. Dink rally proceeding. Speed up. Amakawa was all over it.
And that's something we definitely have to mention, Ben. Amakawa has incredible hands. We saw her at the PPL Gold Coast event, and she was not afraid to take the firefights. Has very fast hands. She's playing with Tony Pollard, who are in the same light. I was fortunate enough to watch him during the QPT events last weekend, and let me tell you, he can absolutely rip the ball when he gets the opportunity. Katy Hargreaves to bring it in. Currently 1-3-1.
Nipperess looking to go hard and flat across the tape. The Yola Pro Net. Fantastic piece of equipment here for the PPL Brisbane Pro.
From my understanding, the duo of Hargreaves and Nipperess took down some massive scalps to get through to this gold medal. And they beat Bruce Winther and Glennis Holt. If you're involved in the Masters events here in Australia, you'd know those names well. They've won more medals than I can count. They also took down, I believe it was Yuki Hiruchi from memory, who's also an amazing player. Pop-ups here.
Whoa.
And that's a lapse of communication on the side of Hargreaves and Nipperess. Looks like we've got the open women's singles games going on behind us while we're just waiting for Pollard to retrieve the ball.
That'll be a very good match there as well between Daniela Townsend and Michaela Hyatt. As she exclaims, you probably heard it in the background of the commentary booth.
It's currently 5-1-2. Amakawa and Pollard playing very well. Nice shot there by Hargreaves. I was fortunate enough to cover, I believe it was Nipperess's son yesterday. It was in the morning before the teams event. He played with Dagmar.
Open men's singles. David Richardson.
Oh, what a shot.
Yannick Bruinsma to the tournament desk.
Nipperess was ripping that.
Bruinsma to the tournament desk.
Official Rammer Murphy's had enough of this walking after balls nonsense and just pulled the bucket out. Currently 2-5-1, Hargreaves to bring it in.
So this is where we need roaming microphones so we can be of assistance to the court as well.
I keep talking about that pickleball Roomba idea.
True. Or roaming microphones. They've got roaming Brian in the AFL.
Oh, mate.
We might get too distracted though. Maybe.
But we've already got some loud figures in the Australian scene. I don't know whether a roaming Taylor Smith or something along those lines is a good thing.
Yeah, we don't need him roaming. He needs to stay put, confined. No, we love that guy. It's a fantastic character of the tour. Jeez, isn't Amakawa just so solid at the kitchen line there?
Well, you look at her frame and might not necessarily think that because she can generate velocity, but she hits it hard just as their partner Tony Pollard.
Open women's singles, Sarah Bird, Caitlin Hart.
And that's a beautiful shot.
Open women's singles, Sarah Bird, Caitlin Hart, court 2.
Solid play here. Amakawa, 7th shot drop, perfect net roll. drawing them in. Firefight underway. Hargreaves copping it. You can see that Katy Hargreaves does have her wrist heavily strapped on her left hand. Fortunately, it's not her pickleball playing hand, so she can still play it out. Ironically, our referee, Jen Murphy, also had a major wrist injury recently. Ben, she was playing with one of our young superstars, Ollie Gray, at the Yupun Pickleball Festival. And they tripped up over each other. And the result was Rama Murphy can't play pickleball for a while, so she's refereeing instead.
How good is that? There's segues in any part of the sport that you can be a part of, and we encourage everyone, whether you're new or experienced within the space, to come on down and get involved. But yeah, player to official, player to coach, official to player maybe, who knows?
Well, you know,
player to commentator, Dylan.
Well, yeah, you mentioned player to official. You're spot on. I was very happy from some of my players that I coached down in Ferny Hills, Pure Pickleball, and they were just here. They were just watching, brand new players, and they had to come down and watch. They saw the live streams last night, and they were like, Dylan, this is incredible. This is what high-level pickleball is like. And that's what it's all about. Beautiful shot there by Tony Pollard. We're having people that are new to the sport coming down, watching the live streams, and having an absolute ball. I had a heartwarming moment earlier, Ben. I was talking to Sue Pollock. For you Brisbane Pickleball Club players, you might know that name. Her and John have been a part of the club for a long time. And Sue actually pushed the board here at UQ to get the pickleball courts built. So we do have pickleball courts just to your right of screen currently, and we can hear the open women's singles currently duking it out on. And she said she had tears of joy watching this tournament yesterday.
Oh, isn't that fantastic?
Just absolute heartwarming moment. She said, I can't believe how much the sport's grown here in Brisbane. And the pioneers of the sport, we always thank them for the efforts they put in to grow the sport here in Australia.
Yeah, the team on the ground here has been absolutely exceptional. The collaboration between Pacific Pickleball and Pickleball Australia to put on this Brisbane Pro, and then on top of it all, Major League Pickleball comes into play, and Major League Pickleball Australia is here. We are on the map, Australia. How good is that? And our next few events, hosted by PPL and Pickleball Australia in Sydney and Melbourne, also going to be Major League Pickleball Australia events. So very, very exciting times. What a huge jump it has been in the past couple of months for this wonderful sport. And a couple of press releases throughout the week as well regarding next season's calendar and what that looks like.
Beautiful drop there by Tony Pollard. You're right, Ben. The sport just keeps growing and growing. The tournament scene is pretty crazy right now. I was talking to Bruce Winter, who was the secretary and then the president of Pickleball Queensland, the state body that we're currently playing in. And he was just saying the tournaments are wild right now. Players can pick and choose. And it really is beneficial for all involved. Nipperess on fire right now. And that goes wide. Tony Pollard bringing it in for a game point opportunity here. Currently 10-4.
Open men's singles, Mitchell Hargreaves, Adam Dagmar. Werner Jansen, Harvey.
And Amakawa gets it done. Beautiful smash there to convert the victory for her side. Game one going to the duo with Amakawa and Tony Pollard.
Hargreaves, Adam Dagmar. Werner Jansen.
Ready to discover a lifestyle designed for over 50s that lets you do you? Then you're ready to discover a Stockland Halcyon community. Be inspired in your new home with high-quality finishes in a community filled with resort-quality facilities that lets you unleash your passions. Whether it's relaxing with new neighbours that have become good friends or travelling on a whim, knowing your community is secure. With no stamp duty, no exit fees and no worries. There's more time for you to do you. Discover a Stockland Halcyon community today.
Welcome back. Game 2 underway of the mixed Masters gold medal. Tony Pollard kicking off where he finished in the last game. If you are just tuning in, Pollard and Amakawa took the first one. The players have swapped sides of the court and we are back underway. Official Rama Murphy just retrieving the ball. Currently 1-0. Pop up. And that is called in. Amakawa getting a bit lucky there. I think that was unintentional. She's having a good laugh to her partner Pollard. And as a result, her team have a 2-point lead. 2-0. Oh, Pollard. Perfection. There's that forehand drive I mentioned, the velocity he can generate. Crazy number of topspin that he can apply to the ball. Currently 3-0. Amakawa at the net. Speed up by Nipperess. Ooh. I think Amakawa read that. Couldn't convert, however. She doesn't seem very pleased with herself after that one. Our official Rama Murphy is just confirming whether the players are standing on the right side. Nipperess will bring it in. John having ball in hand right now. 0-3-1. Hargreaves and Nipperess got to try and find some form here in game 2. Amakawa defending. Smash, unfortunately going off court there for Katy Hargreaves.
Vamos, muchacho, says Danielle Townsend on the court behind us.
Guessing you can speak other languages fluently, Ben?
No.
Just try.
Just phrases. Actually off to an event in Chile in the next couple of weeks and probably should brush up on a little bit of basic Spanish. But no. There is, you mentioned the tacos ad earlier. Sometimes, mate, I'm just a parrot.
Well, I mean, talking about the language of Spanish, we had a good friend of mine from paddle tennis for any of our players as Hargreaves hits up one wide. He was down here to actually cheer on the pickleball action. He said that paddle and pickleball have a lot of things in common. Drop shots and whatnot. Taylor Smith, obviously, high-level athlete from paddle tennis here in Australia. We saw him feature last night. We've got a side out here. 0-5. Oh, that's called out. Are we going to have a challenge from Hargreaves and Nipperess? Well, they have to ask. This is something that we all, for all of our new players that haven't played with referees yet, if you do have a ref, I urge that you challenge if you think it's in.
There's no limit on the challenges either, is there?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, that's probably something that our officials, Rama Murphy and Jay, can confirm, but just ask. It's just a simple, hey, was that in? Like, it's because our officials cannot actually change the call unless asked. So even if that was blatantly in, if Tony Pollard or Amakawa called that out, the calling would be out.
I remember you telling me that at the start of the weekend, when I was first discovering the rules and the sport of pickleball and whatnot. And it's interesting watching the officials' faces when there's a 50-50 call that may or may not be challenged. And the officials, they can't make any sort of gestures, movements.
Well,
hopefully they maintain a poker face unless called upon.
I think in that instance, I think Rama Murphy was expecting a challenge because is that ball still in? Pollard defending.
That ball swirling around in the air as well.
That's that breeze. But generally, if the official looks at the other team, they must be anticipating a challenge. But it didn't happen. So be it. Play on.
Oh, Tony Pollard.
That's called out.
Jeez, that would have been close. He didn't challenge it, but...
There you go. Amakawa's confirming it was out.
Alpha Amakawa.
Jeez, he gets so much pace on it.
Effortless.
There was a point scored in the first game where he ripped it down the middle, and that was elite. Hargreaves to bring it in. Currently 1-6-1.
Amakawa steps in there, swatting in the kitchen.
Ah,
Change
beautiful
of
roll.
pace. Look at that.
Forehand roll down the middle. Katy Hargreaves seizing the opportunity. Beautiful shot. That's a 4-point deficit for Nipperess and Hargreaves. They'll be looking to build some points here. Nice fifth shot drop.
Oh, couldn't quite get the adjustment there as it clips the tape. Tickles the tape.
That net roll definitely working in the favour.
We should put up a poll on social media. Net roll, tape tickler. Your call, Australia and Pickleverse. Look at this comeback and the charge here from Hargreaves and Nipperess.
Yeah, not wrong. 2-point deficit. They are doing well here to get themselves back into it. Just like that, it's a 1-point game. Solid comeback here from Hargreaves and Nipperess. And just like that, we have a tied game, Ben.
Back into it. And timeout called here by Pollard and Amakawa. Feeling the pressure, feeling the swing of the momentum. We'll return very, very shortly. Jump into a commercial. Brought to you by
Can I have another lager, please?
Same for me.
What do you reckon?
It's good. Another lager.
Welcome back. Thank you once again to all of our sponsors for PPL Brisbane. We also have to thank Pickleball for this amazing surface that our players are currently battling it out on.
Lots of positive reviews of this surface. The players absolutely loving it.
Well, you and I were fortunate enough to play on the surface a little while ago, and it was good fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Plays very, very true. Definitely a learning experience. Slightly different texture on that surface there from some of the other courts within the space here at the St. Lucia.
That was a great shot right in the corner.
Yeah, not a lot Amakawa can do.
No, jammed her up. Pollard's been caught twice now. He's tried to drop it in this massive comeback on the side of Hargreaves and Nipperess. Oh, 6-6 now, sorry. 7-6, there we go. I thought I was wrong. Turns out the wrong score was called. It wasn't me. That's okay. Play can commence.
Oof.
It's a great return, nice and deep. 7-6-2, Hargreaves to bring it in.
Just long.
And that's called out once more. You'll see then, I don't know if you realised, as Ben went and retrieved the ball, Ben, you may have seen as Amakawa goes for a drive and ends up in the kitchen, she bowed to you after you threw her the ball. So a lot of our Japanese players, when they thank at the end of a game, or if they thank you during a paddle tap, they'll all bow to you.
Such a beautiful culture.
Yeah. No, they're a lovely bunch. You went to Tokyo, did you not, for your volleyball event?
I did. I was very fortunate to be a part of the beach volleyball and actually wheelchair tennis for the Tokyo Olympic Games. That was 2021, not 2020, but yeah, well, that's just an incredible country. So much history, just so rich with culture, and yeah, it was an incredible experience. Obviously, a little bit tainted due to the pandemic and the world that it was a couple of years ago, but just truly, truly memorable. And would love to go back there and experience it all, opened up, and yeah, do the full length of the country as well. Jumping on that bullet train.
Well, you bring up tennis. Wheelchair tennis as well as volleyball. How awesome was it last night to have Dion Rowetti and Nat Cook duke it out in the exhibition game? It was very awesome to see our para pickleball players. Do you refer to Nat Cook as like the GOAT in the volleyball scene?
She is, yes, the GOAT of Australian beach volleyball. It's hard to argue when she's a 5-time Olympian. She's an Olympic gold medalist in Sydney 2000 on the home beach in Bondi there. And yeah, hard to argue if there's a better athlete kicking around in our sport. We've got some fantastic female athletes as we speak. Currently, top 5 in the world for our female combination, and a couple of men's combinations as well, all floating within that top 20 in the world. So, depending on their success over the years, they've got a long way to go to catch up to Nat Cook. But she would be arguably the GOAT.
Yep. Fair enough too. And if anyone wondering what a GOAT is, it's not a
farm animal.
Yeah, it's an acronym for greatest of all time. It's interesting, as we have a 9-7 lead here to Amakawa and Pollard. It is interesting, as this is something as our culture in the Australian pickleball scene
Good
builds.
firefight there. Sorry, just clipping
beautiful.
the tape on the way through. It was just back and forth. Fantastic reflexes there from Amakawa and Tony Pollard. Somebody from the crowd just yelled out, "Tony, you weapon." Oh, he acknowledges it well. There's a community love we love.
10-7, and we have a gold medal point here for Pollard and Amakawa. But I was mentioning,
that's
an
no
ace.
way. The ace to get it done as it clips the tape, and that'll get it done your mixed doubles champions. These Amakawa and Pollard taking that one 2 games to love. Fantastic effort there, especially in that second game from Hargreaves and Nipperess, but not to be. Luck favouring the Brave on a couple of occasions there. And they wrap things up. I'll continue not to cut you off there, Dylan,
No, you're spot
as
on,
we
mate.
celebrate our champions for this mixed doubles event.
No, you're right. It was a great game. I think Pollard and Amakawa played top notch in the end. But Hargreaves and Nipperess have to be pretty pleased with themselves. They fought hard to get to this gold medal, and I think the silver is well deserved. Look, we're going to wrap the stream up here, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are going to get stuck into the open singles events, but we will close it up there. Thank you once again. This is Dylan Kimlin live from PPL Brisbane. And any closing words, Ben, or are we just going to
Always.
finish it up here?
No, always. It has been your pleasure listening, our pleasure watching. Ben and Dylan out.